Greetings adventurers, I'm Chris with Nord Games, and in this video we'll be talking about the ultimate guide to foraging, harvesting, and natural discovery. This book is 352 pages, full color, hardcover, and it is the definitive handbook for expanding your fantasy worlds with crafting materials, items, and downtime activities. So quite a lot in this book for your players. So let's take a look at the table of contents. We have a whole section about foraging. These are things that you might find while you're on your adventures. Things like herbs and precious stones or things like that might help you in your alchemy, crafting, and enchanting profession. We have a section about harvesting. This is where you'll be taking items off of hopefully dead monsters and other creatures. A bit macabre, but things like a poison gland from a giant spider or the molten lava sac from a dragon that spews fire. These kinds of things might be useful in your alchemy, crafting, and enchanting endeavors. In chapter 3, we go into natural discovery. So these are things like downtime activities or things you can be doing while on your adventure. We have a section here about recipes. So similarly to our alchemy, crafting, and enchanting book, we have recipes for new items that you can create, as well as items that already exist in 5th edition D&D. And then we have a section here, chapter 5 goes into the magic item compendium. This is 200 unique magic items that we've created for this book specifically. So within foraging, you have the sections separated by their environment. So let's say that we go to page 61 and look at what we can find in the swamp. Probably a lot of fungi, I would imagine. So page 61. Within the swamp, we have a D10 table here. We can look for ingredient types such as flowers, herbs, and other plants, foliage, shrubs, and trees, fungi, that's got a whole section there, miscellaneous, and the GM's choice or reroll. So you can reroll this table if you want. Let's go into fungi, page 65. So let's see, here's 65. So here it goes over the ingredients. These are ingredients you're going to use in your alchemy, crafting, or enchanting endeavors. It has a section here where you can roll D100. These all change depending on how many outcomes we have in these tables. You've got the ingredient and its classification, its grade, the foraging DC, so how difficult it is to find, the time it takes to actually harvest it correctly or collect it correctly, the climate type. So what type, like, does this exist in this case, tropical or temperate, frigid, different types of climates, and then a sublocation. So within the swamp, would you find it here in the leaf litter or rotten wood, for example? So lots of important information about the fungi that you are foraging for. These are especially useful if you have players who are looking for specific ingredients for their alchemy, crafting, or enchanting endeavors. So let's say you have a player who's saying, while we're out in the swamp, I'm looking for the sweet flag, for example, and you can have them roll a nature check, DC 10, periodically while they're exploring. This adds for a lot of fun because it's not just about fighting monster, killing monster. It's more about, let's see what we experience on the way. So these are a great resource to keep players engaged and keep them also, looking around and experiencing the world as you go through it. Going into the harvesting section is broken up into the different creature types. So if, let's say that we wanted to harvest something off of a dragon that we slayed, we can turn to page 136 and find out what sort of ingredients we could pull off of that dragon. And let's say these are all big adult dragons. I'm gonna say we end up fighting a bronze dragon wormling. That sounds a little bit more up to our speed right now. And you can see here that you can harvest the blood from the wormling. And you can see all the different details about this. You can roll a medicine or survival check DC 10 to harvest it correctly. It would take about a minute. And if you had damaged the dragon with necrotic or poison during your fight, it would have ruined the blood. So you do have to keep in mind that certain types of damage might actually ruin the ingredients you're trying to harvest off of creatures, if in fact that's your goal in fighting them in the first place. But lots and lots of different options here for what you can harvest off of this creature. And we have pretty much every creature from the core rules of 5th edition D&D represented in here, all the ones that we're allowed to use. Flipping back over to our table of contents, we can see the next chapter is Natural Discovery, page 222. And with Natural Discovery, this is going into all of your downtime activities or things you can do along the way during your adventure. We have things like altruism, association work, so like working for your guild, for example, enjoyment and sightseeing, foraging, hunting, location hunting, mining, pilgrimage, regional skill training, and spirit quests. So lots of options to enhance your player characters. That's mostly what this chapter is all about. And you get various rewards and things to add to your character because of these things that you go on. We've got a whole section about recipes, your alchemy recipes, crafting recipes, and enchanting recipes. So what goes into creating the items that you're creating for your player characters. And then we have a whole section here about magic items. So the magic item compendium, and those are broken up into weapons and armor, rings and wondrous items, rods, staves, and wands, and then potions, poultices, and powders. So let's say that we want to grab a random rod, stave, or wand, and that's going to be on page 310. So flip into 310. Right there, we've got a D100 table we can roll, or we can just pick something. Let's say that we throw out a random number, 54. So 54 is a rainbow wand, page 319. So flipping ahead to page 319. Let's see, rainbow wand right there. Very cool graphic for it. And here it says wand, uncommon, requires attunement. It has a description for it, and then it shows you all the different cantrips that it could cast potentially. Very cool. So there's 200 magic items in the magic item compendium, all with full color art and full descriptions. So a great resource for you if you're trying to enhance your overall game. You can get this from our website or buy it from your local retailer. If you are a local retailer, you can pick this up from your favorite distributor. Thanks for watching our video, and until the next one, happy gaming.